All right, we're going now live to a CHP pursuit. This is happening in Long Beach. Let's go up top. Mark Kono in Sky 5. Mark.
Hey, Chris. Yeah, that's right. Good morning, everyone. Mark Kono live in Sky 5 HD following a CHP pursuit of what is believed to be a failure to yield. In fact, this pursuit has been going on for the better part of 20 minutes at this point. We first heard this from Sky 5 HD at the 405 and the 710 freeway, and now this person has made his way over towards Surface Streets, coming through the downtown Long Beach, kind of near the Long Beach, the Aquarium of the Pacific, over towards the 710 freeway here. There are at least 3 to 4 units of the CHP in trail of this person here. We're not sure what the initial want was, why they tried to pull him over, but there was a failure to yield and the pursuit was on. This pursuit has not been necessarily traveling at high rates of speed, although you can see that the CHP appears to be moving at a fairly brisk pace here. On Surface Street, we're talking about anywhere from the low side, on the low side, 20 to 35 miles per hour, up towards 50 to 60. Now we're just coming up off of Ocean Avenue here, kind of northbound on that Surface Street here, paralleling the 710 freeway, where he will indeed have an opportunity to jump on the freeway should he decide to do so here. But this again has been on Surface Streets here in Long Beach for the better part of 20 minutes. Initially heard on the 710 freeway near the 405 about 20 minutes ago, where he exited the freeway and made essentially a tour around Long Beach, made his way over towards 2nd Street, over towards Ocean Avenue, and now parallel the 710 freeway. Again, he will have an opportunity to get on that 710 freeway northbound, not in fact too far from where we initially...
Oh, we do have him. Now we got your picture back, Mark. Go right ahead.
Okay, getting on the 710 freeway northbound, guys. 710 freeway northbound, and again, this is where he is coming out of the Long Beach, the downtown Long Beach area here, and his speed is definitely starting to show signs of picking up here, just coming up on PCH here shortly here. But again, the northbound side of the 710 freeway, you know, we've heard time and time again how some suspects might return to places of familiarity. This might be the case here. I've got you. 710 freeway northbound, and we'll be approaching Willow and soon enough the 405 freeway, and that's where we initially picked this up about 20 minutes ago here. So
believed to possibly be by himself, but right now it's kind of a guessing game for police officers as well.
Right. And one of the things that Mark's pointed out, and you see this often with police pursuits, is that they tend to go to where they're familiar.
Right.
And this person has stayed, relatively speaking, in the Long Beach area. They get off, or they make exits that allow them to stay in that area.
And of course, this time of the morning, as you can tell, not a lot of traffic necessarily for this driver to contend with, at least in this direction. So it's going to be interesting to see how much longer this continues, and traffic is going to start to build shortly. Yeah. And that could become an interesting part. Let's get back up to Mark. Mark, are you with us? Can you give us an idea of his location?
Yeah, sure. I'll take it from you guys here. Southbound side of the 405 freeway, just passing Bellflower Boulevard, and that's where we are right now. So we saw this guy transition from the northbound side of the 710 freeway south on the 405 freeway, just past the Long Beach exits here. We just passed Lakewood Boulevard over towards Bellflower. Now, in another half a mile or so, we'll be looking down towards Palo Verde.
And again, he's heading southbound right now on the 405. He's entered Orange County, according to Mark Kono, who's been above this in Sky 5 for some time right now. All this started just after 5 o'clock, so, you know, we're getting closer and closer to this being an hour-long pursuit, and who knows how long it's going to last. This is a sedan, a Saturn sedan. It's an older model, so it's one of those, you just don't know how long it could go.
Exactly. I'm not sure if Mark Kono, are we able to check in with you to find out the location right now?
Yeah, here we go, guys. Coming through Fountain Valley here. We just passed Brookhurst and now coming up on Euclid, and it looks like he's passed on the opportunity to get off on Euclid, so we're just coming up on the Santa Ana riverbed here. You know, if we widen out the shot, Ellie, on a ride about, no, it does, okay, so we do have additional units, 2 additional units of the CHP right over the Santa Ana River here, and it looks like they might have been preparing or potentially setting up for a spike strip type situation, but given the fact that there are so many additional cars on the road, that's not going to be a possibility at this point. I thought perhaps that maybe they were getting ahead of them to spike strip them, but again, that is not going to be a possibility given the fact, again, that there are so many additional commuters on the road here. He has picked up his speed a little bit here. I'm trying to, you know, Elian is getting into the car there, and we're trying to see if we can find...
Mark Kono doing a great job there in Sky 5. It is 6:02, and you're watching the KTLA 5 Morning News at 6 a.m. for about an hour now. This police pursuit has been going on. It started in the Long Beach area, surface streets, 20 miles per hour. This car failed to yield. It was blowing through stoplights. Then it hit the various interstates in the Long Beach area. We're talking about the 710, the 405, proceeded south. After circling in those freeways for a little while, proceeded south, and now we're all the way in Orange County. Now we're on the 73 toll road. As Megan, you mentioned earlier, eventually it's going to hit the Laguna area where it then merges again with the southbound 5, and that's exactly where they're heading as of right now.
Right, they're headed into South Orange County. It's believed to be a male driver. Right now we're starting to get a little bit more light, so we can possibly see if there could be a second person inside that car. But right now we just are being told that there's just one driver that they know of there. Again, failure to yield about 5 a.m. this morning. This was in the Long Beach areas where it all started, and this guy just kept on going, failed to yield, and it's been going ever since. Speeds reaching probably the highest about 70 miles per hour. Thankfully, there haven't been a lot of cars on the road this morning, interestingly. So he hasn't put too many lives in danger, so to speak. There were a couple close calls a little earlier. There's a driver there. But all in all, some pretty light traffic, which has worked to CHP's advantage.
Yeah, and when you say close calls, they were very close calls. It wasn't like what we just see here, where he's just passing cars at a high rate of speed. We're talking about like near misses, almost collisions, and very fortunate that someone hasn't been hurt so far. And of course, that's what police want to avoid. One of the things that Marcono's been following is, with the lack of other automobiles on the road, is there an opportunity for the CHP to spike strip the guy, where they put down the spikes, puncture his tires, deflate them, makes them a lot easier to catch. And so far,
like, is he on the 5 freeway now, or is he still on the 7?
What's a good question? Let's ask Marcono.
Yeah.
Hey there, Chris and Megan. Yeah, good morning again. You were just talking about, Chris, the opportunity for them to spike strip the guy, and they just tried to spike him about a mile back here on the 73 over at Aliso Creek Road. We pulled out to a wider shot to show you the CHP movement there, but they missed him with the spike strip, so that actually has prompted this guy to speed up. Now we're talking about speeds in excess of 85 miles per hour here. It's kind of hard to tell when we zoom in tight, but he is traveling at a very, very high rate of speed at this point. We'll be coming up to the 5 in a matter of another half a mile or so. So this is becoming a very heated and a very energetic pursuit, perhaps, if you want to describe it in that way here. The southbound side of the 73 freeway will be coming up on the 5 here. In fact, he's just coming up on the transition to the 5 here shortly. He's passing up slower moving traffic, and so you can see how the pace of this pursuit has picked up dramatically here. Southbound side of the 73 freeway over towards the 5. He'll be entering the 5 freeway here, and that was perhaps another opportunity to spike him, but that has not taken place. He is moving at a very high rate of speed at this point. Again, they were just talking about 85 miles per hour. He'll be coming up on the bottom of that transition road, and when he does, he'll be fast moving along the 5 freeway southbound, just coming out of say the Mission Viejo area. And, eventually Laguna Niguel, San Juan Capistrano, so that will definitely be what is considered to be South Orange County at this point. But look at that. The pace of this pursuit has certainly picked up over since the Aliso Creek off-ramp where they tried to spike him. My guess is that he actually saw that, and that kind of perked him up a little bit here, and now the pursuit has really kind of taken a turn, towards the higher speeds here. Again, 85 miles per hour. He is definitely moving in and out of traffic. You can see he's moving through slower moving traffic, and we'll be coming up on San Juan Capistrano here shortly, over towards San Clemente, and this is going to be considered the south part of Orange County here, a very high moving, very fast moving CHP pursuit coming through Orange County at this point. Guys?
Yeah, now you can see as he's on the 5 freeway, traffic is starting to build, which is going to make this a lot more difficult for CHP officers as they continue to pursue him. Once again, as Mark mentioned, his speeds have now increased. He's now going about 85 miles per hour. He stayed pretty much up until this point until about 55, 65 miles per hour. But now things are starting to get more dangerous, and you can see traffic building for sure southbound on the 5 freeway.
And you know what's interesting about this is we're talking about it's a red or maroon Saturn sedan, and what's interesting about it is this sedan, it's the S series. Mm-hmm. Last year it was 2002, so you're talking about an older model car. Right. You know, as officers try to spike strip it, it's not going to hold up well, is the bottom line. Right. So it's going to be interesting to see how they decide to bring this to an end, because as we just saw earlier and heard from Marcono, they attempted to spike the guy. And that has prompted him, as you're seeing on your screen right now, he has accelerated greatly.
Absolutely.
He was hovering around the speed limit earlier, apparently, because he was just, passing cars kind of barely. Now he's flying by everybody.
Yeah, and again, once again, he's probably now in the San Juan Capistrano area, going to be headed into San Clemente. Then there's Oceanside, and then he starts kind of getting into San Diego County at that point. Let's go up to Mark and see where he is now at this point. Mark, do we have an idea of his location?
Okay, thank you. I appreciate it, Duke. Okay, thanks. Hey guys, sorry about that. Yeah,
okay.
Coming through San Juan Cap at this point here, we just passed Sarah, J. Sarah, and southbound on the 405. Sorry, southbound on the 5 freeway is where we are at here now. We're just going to be coming up on the 1 Camino Las Ramblas over towards Coast Highway here, and again, this guy is traveling. Well, you're looking at it there at a very high rate of speed. He's passing up slower moving traffic on that southbound side of the 5 freeway here. So we're just asking the Duke ship, the Orange County helicopter, sheriff's helicopter, what the original want was, and they have not been transferred that information from the CHP at this point. But again, it looks like it was some sort of a reckless driving, maybe type of infraction that first caught the eye of the CHP as they tried to pull this person over. Again, a failure to yield. This car, we understand, is registered out of Bellflower, so that puts it up in the LA County area, not too far from where we initially heard that pursuit kick off near the 710 and the 405 freeway. Of course, now we are in deep Orange County here, passing San Juan Capistrano. We'll be in the San Clemente area in a matter of a couple of miles here, but look at this. Whoa, okay. Wow, kind of moving through some slower moving traffic there, and again, he is kind of swerving in and out, avoiding traffic here. A couple of near misses that we've actually seen, but here's a good look. Here's a good look at the front windshield here, and no passenger. It looks like just the driver at this point, and so that kind of narrows down the amount of people that are in the vehicle that we can see. So there you go, just one driver that we can tell here. There's the CHP. They're moving pretty briskly on the southbound side of the 405 freeway here in the number 2 lane, guys. Let me hand it back to you for just a second. I've got a question for the Duke
No, that's
ship.
okay. Once again, he's on the 5 freeway right now, headed through the San Juan Capistrano area, going to be heading into the San Clemente area. After that, going to be headed into the Oceanside area. Really high rates of speed at this point. He was kind of maintaining the speed limit up until this point, and then I'd say about 10-15 minutes ago, he started going about 85, and that's where traffic is also starting to build and really making this dangerous.
Yeah, that San Clemente corridor, as people are, for a while there, it's obvious, there wasn't a whole lot of commuter traffic, but as we get toward the San Clemente area and people are heading south towards San Diego, you're going to run into some of that commute traffic. And as you talked about, the different spots after San Clemente, of course, he's going to get into an area that Camp Pendleton corridor, there's not a lot of places you can go. There's like one rest area. So he's going to be on a good 20-mile stretch where he can't do anything but go. And there's going to be points where the traffic is going to get pretty congested.
Absolutely. And Mark mentioned a little bit earlier, officers have been trying to get ahead of him for quite some time. They laid out some spike strips probably about 20 minutes ago. And unfortunately, he missed those strips, so that wasn't successful for them. So they're just continuing to follow him, hoping he's going to slow down, hoping he's going to eventually run out of gas or something. At this point, let's go ahead and go back up to Mark Kono, get an idea of his location. Have we gotten through San Clemente yet, Mark?
No, not quite yet, Megan. We just came out of the San Juan Cap area here, now coming into San Clemente, southbound side of the 5 here. We're coordinating with the base down there, the Camp Pendleton base, to try and get through their airspace unrestricted here. So again, southbound side of the 5, just coming through the San Clemente area here. Again, moving at a fairly high clip. Hang on just a moment.
All right, and as Mark does...
Thank you, Duke. Okay, guys, we're ready.
Okay, go ahead.
Okay, guys, just coming through San Clemente here, southbound side of the 5 freeway here. In fact, we're just passing on the southbound, the south of San Clemente High School, just to give you an idea here. So we are moving at a fairly high rate of speed here. They have just given us clearance through the Camp Pendleton area to stay along the 5 freeway here below 2,000. So that is some good news here as this pursuit continues to make its way down just off your left, Adam. Yeah, here we go. Kind of weaving in and out. We do have an idea where up the next strips. I'm not going to reveal that to you here because we don't want to telegraph that to anyone who may be in contact with this person here, but they do potentially have some spike strips set up ahead for this guy as he approaches a particular area here, so that will hopefully get this guy slowed down, as it appears that he has no intentions of slowing down. Suffice it to say, the spike strips will be set up here shortly as he comes down the 5 freeway here. So he is moving at a fairly high rate of speed here, coming up on an area of slower traffic. We've got a couple of big rigs just there on the right, and so again, just kind of continuing to move well, very fast in the fast lane of traffic there, being pursued by at least half a dozen units of the CHP. By my count, about 3, 4, and there are a couple on surface streets as well, kind of paralleling getting off and getting on the freeway at this point. So yeah, here we go, coming through San Clemente, and we'll be moving over towards the kind of Orange County, San Diego County line here in a few miles, and up ahead I do have some lower clouds here, so we're going to have to kind of maneuver around here given the other air traffic. So I'm going to hand it back to you for just a minute or so, guys.
All right, no worries. Thank you, Mark. Once again, southbound 5 freeway, this pursuit continues. They're headed into the Oceanside area now. This has been going on since about 5 this morning, started in about the Long Beach area. This suspect, originally, police were attempting to pull him over for failure to yield, reckless driving.
He's slowing.
He's starting to slow down because traffic is starting to slow as well. A lot more traffic is building in this area.
Well, Mark also alluded to something earlier that he didn't want to tip off the driver to. I'm wondering if it's something along that lines too. This is fascinating because this is what we talked about. The farther south that he goes, the more he's going to actually run into commuter traffic for San Diego.
Right.
And it looks like he's hitting it right now.
Yeah, once again, southbound 5 freeway is where he is. It looks like he may possibly try to exit at this point. Mark, can you hear us and give us an idea of where he is? I think they're in the San Onofre area.
Okay. Yeah, stay along the shoreline. I'm at 1,000. I've got Duke in sight.
All right. Mark?
Yeah, guys. Okay, sorry about that. We're coordinating quite a bit here, given the fact that we're coming through a restricted area, and the weather is coming down a little bit here. So we're excuse our situation here. Southbound on the 5, Christianitos is where we are at now. We're coming up on the San Onofre nuclear power plant in about a mile and a half or so here. We're along the shoreline here, and as we pull out to a wider shot, Eliana, just a little bit to the left here, we're going to see that Duke helicopter just to the left, and it's basically right next to us at this point, and that is the helicopter, the Orange County Sheriff's Department helicopter, that is now following the chase here. He picked up the pursuit along the 73 freeway, so just a few minutes ago, as this pursuit was kind of making its way through the Orange Coast area here, the Newport Coast area, I should say. So again, southbound side of the 5 freeway here, passing Christianitos. Will be coming up on the San Onofre off-ramps here in just a moment here, and beyond that, we're going to be heading over towards the San Diego County line. So this pursuit has really taken us through a couple of counties here, so starting in LA County, coming through Orange County, and we'll be nearing the San Diego County line here. Shortly, the CHP, of course, a multi-jurisdictional agency that has units set up ahead of this guy, and hopefully they will be given the opportunity to slow this guy down in the form of spike strips, or maybe he, as you mentioned, will run out of gas. We don't know. Given the opportunity, this guy has just resisted any attempts by the CHP to get this guy pulled over safely, and he is now kind of taken to the freeway at a very high rate of speed, very dangerously, in fact. They did set up some spike strips off the 73 freeway here, and copy TV5. And again, they're just telling us that there might be some sort of a measure put in place shortly up ahead to get this guy slowed down a little bit here. But he is traveling, again, at a very high rate of speed, moving in and out of slower moving traffic. And so it is just a potentially dangerous situation for the other commuters on the road here, guys. Let me send it back to you for just a moment.
All right, and we have that tight shot there, which is incredible. Sky 5 overhead. You're watching the KTLA 5 Morning News at 6 a.m. This pursuit been going on for more than an hour. Started in the Long Beach area. It wound its way around surface streets initially, failure to yield, blowing through stop signs, stop lights. Then it hit the freeways in the Long Beach area, kind of making a large circle. Then it hit the 405 South. That went on for a while. Then it went to the 73. 73 went all the way through Laguna and then back onto the 5. And that's what you're seeing right now. It's all the way into the, if you want to just get an idea, it's past San Onofre Nuclear Power Plant. And, of course, you're getting into the Camp Pendleton area now.
Right. Of course, it started in L.A. County, went into Orange County. Now we're getting into San Diego County. As Chris mentioned, going on since about 5 a.m. this morning. And this guy, he's dangerous. He's been going speeds topping about 85 miles per hour. He's maintained the speed limit at times, but also gone very, very fast. And as traffic has slowly started to build, continued to be a threat to other drivers. A little bit earlier, we were getting reports that officers tried to lay down some spike strips to try to stop him. That unfortunately did not work. So now they're just trying to figure out what to do next.
Exactly. And one of the things I'd like to ask Marcono is how fast do you think he's going now? Because he's passing people that are probably going 65, 70 miles an hour. Is this guy doing 80, 85, 90 now?
Right.
Is he trying to top 100? And that car is more than 15 years old.
And he keeps using his blinker.
Yeah.
Did you notice?
Well, and hazard lights, which is,
yeah.
and that car, the last model year for that Saturn S sedan was 2002.
Right.
So the car is at least 15, going on 15 years old.
Yeah, Marcono, are you able to talk to us, give us an idea of his location at this point? I'm guessing he's got to be coming close to Oceanside if he's not there already.
Mark.
Yeah, he is basically coming through the Camp Pendleton area here, continuing southbound on the 5 freeway. You guys...
Okay, we've been losing his signal because he's been following him for so long now. Didn't work. Let's go back to Mark.
Yeah, guys, coming through the Camp Pendleton area here, southbound on the 5, you guys were asking about speeds in excess of 90 miles an hour at times, and that is in stark contrast to what we were seeing when we first picked up the pursuit coming through the Long Beach area, where he was, kind of going more a little bit on the slower side of things here, but things are definitely picking up a brisk rate of speed there. You see him passing up cars and cars that are moving at freeway speed, so that right there will tell you that in excess of 80, 85, but we have heard as much as 90 miles an hour on this southbound side of the 5 freeway. Again, coming through the Camp Pendleton area. Yes, Megan, you alluded to the fact that he might be coming through the Oceanside area, and that is going to be happening over the course of the next few miles here. So Oceanside, of course, Carlsbad if he continues on the southbound side of the 5 freeway here. But again, we are moving at a very high rate of speed, so given that fact, we should know what his direction is over the course of the next several minutes here. To this point, he has been on the 405 freeway, the 5 freeway south out of the Long Beach area here, crossing into 3 different counties as he makes his way, trying to get away from the CHP. From the initial want, we understood that it might have been some sort of a reckless moving violation of some sort, and the CHP promptly tried to get this guy to pull over, but there was a failure to yield. He basically resisted, and the chase was on. And here we go, continuing over an hour later, so passing through nearly 3 counties at this point. The southbound side of the 5, this guy is moving. Again, look at that, moving at a rate that is briskly passing some slower traffic there. So again, 80 to 90 miles an hour is fair to say. Again, as we move in towards the San Diego area here, there is one law enforcement helicopter overhead, and that is going to be the Orange County Sheriff's Department Duke helicopter, and they have been communicating with us as well as with the Camp Pendleton authorities here, letting them know that we are coming through the area here through their base. And so again, yeah, there we go, southbound on the 5 freeway here as we exit the Camp Pendleton area over the next few miles here. This is a stretch of open road here where it is not too heavily traveled at this early morning hour here. You do see there are additional commuters there, but again, given the fact that we're coming into San Diego here shortly, not too much in the way of traffic on that southbound 5. So again, this is going to be that open stretch of roadway here through Camp Pendleton with the beach on the right and the base on the left here, and we have a lot of activities here, military activities that take place on this particular stretch of Camp Pendleton here. But once we exit the Camp Pendleton area here, we'll be heading in towards Oceanside, and we will see where this guy ends up. And again, look at this guy. He's just showing no signs of slowing down. 5 copies as well, thank you. And showing no signs of giving up at this point, just resisting all attempts by the officers for this to end peacefully. But again, just a failure to yield, and this guy just is not giving up. And given the opportunity to do so many times over, he was spike stripped over off the 73 freeway at Aliso Creek, but that spike strip did not get any of his tires, and it was at that point that he began to pick up speed here. So probably a realization that they are going going to forcefully try and get this guy to slow down, and that is what prompted this guy to pick up speeds again here. So again, southbound side of the 5 coming through the Pendleton area, and that will be for the next 2 to 3 miles as he makes his way in towards San Diego. Guys?
All right, Mark Kono, thank you very much. He's in Sky 5 right now. We're not gonna break away. We're just gonna allow him to switch signals. The mountains that relay his signal, we need to switch those. So we're cutting away from him only briefly so we can go right back to him. They're approaching the ocean side and the Carlsbad areas.
Right.
You're gonna see the commuter traffic certainly pick up.
Yeah, they're in a long stretch right now, so thankfully not a lot of traffic for him to put drivers at risk. However, yeah, as we continue to go into the San Diego area, traffic is going to start building at 6:22 on this Monday morning as a lot of folks head into the San Diego area to start their morning. Mark Kono, we have you back. Where is he now?
Yeah, let's real briefly, let's pull out to a wider shot real quick, Elian. And on this side of the freeway here, that is going to be the Pendleton area where they have hovercraft operations. And that is their hovercraft base where they work off the beach here. But that is kind of where we are at, just to give you an idea. We're coming through the Pendleton area and be coming into Oceanside proper here momentarily. Continuing southbound on the 5 freeway here, and that is where we are at. And so that is where we continue to be. Let's see, 123. Okay. Let me just swap frequencies here while I've got you guys here. So, again, coming out of the restricted area through Camp Pendleton, southbound on the 5 freeway here, we are continuing to follow this pursuit. This guy continuing to resist any efforts by the CHP to get this guy to pull over here. But he is being now pursued by several units of the CHP as well as a law enforcement helicopter above from the Orange County Sheriff's Department. And so, look at that, just moving through, weaving in and out of slower moving traffic on that southbound 5. And this is just, what an incredible set of circumstances here. I mean, given the fact that this guy has been on this for nearly an hour and a half at this point, it is just really incredible the way he is just kind of resisting all attempts. I mean, how far does he intend to take this till he runs out of gas? Is he trying to get to the border? Is he trying to get to some different location in San Diego? I mean, we understood this pursuit, or this car is registered out of the Bellflower area. So again, we're talking about the LA County area where this pursuit initiated, near the 710 and the 405. So this guy has come a long way, and over the course of the hour and a half that we have been following this pursuit, again, various driving infractions that we've seen. Of course, speeding. It looks like he's going to make his way over to the right here, guys. Hang on just a moment here. Is he going to make some kind of an abrupt maneuver to the right? Okay, he's just going to continue south. We're coming through the Oceanside area, just to give you guys a heads up of where we are at now. We're just coming up to the south side of the Oceanside Airport, and so that is going to be, just to give you guys an idea, we're coming into San Diego proper here. But again, just a fast-moving pursuit on the southbound side of the 5. Guys?
Yeah, once again, Mark, thank you. Doing an excellent job up there. 6:25 on this Monday. We have been following this high-speed pursuit since about when it started about 5:15 this morning. As Mark mentioned, started at the 405, 710 freeway area in about Long Beach. This guy has not stopped since then. Made a few stops through a few surface streets before getting on the freeway. Went on the 5 freeway. At one point, he was on the 73. We've gone through LA County. We've gone through Orange County. We're heading now into San Diego County. Initially, apparently, police tried to stop him for a failure to yield, a reckless driving, and he's just kept on going ever since.
Right, and he's driving a 2000, well, we don't know the exact model year, but they stopped making the S series of Saturn in 2002, and that has a gas capacity of 12.1 gallons. You do the math. If he had a full tank, he'd go for quite a while. We just don't know all of those factors, but he has been going on an hour and a half now at a very high rate of speed. CHP's been behind him the entire time. As we've mentioned, they tried to spike strip him at least one time, unsuccessfully. Now is he getting off? Mark, can you hear us?
It looks like he may be exiting here, guys. And just to give you an idea, we are right at Coast Highway off the 5 freeway here. He's going to be coming right up on us here. We are in Oceanside. In fact, I'm hovering over the Oceanside Pier, just to give you an idea here now. The distance from the 5 freeway to the pier is just about half a dozen blocks or so, but it looks like this guy is going to be taken to surface. opportunity to stay in the right lane and basically hook around and get back on the northbound side of the freeway here, and it looks like that truck is going to force him into a situation, perhaps. No, okay, he's not going to be forced onto the freeway there. He's going to go northbound and eastbound, perhaps, or northbound off the 76 freeway is where we're going now. So, wow, okay, this guy's taking us through Oceanside now, off the 5 freeway, heading inland, away from the beach, along the 76 freeway, or along the 76 highway at least, and we'll be coming into an area where there are, well, basically residential neighborhoods here. This looks like a main thoroughfare through the Oceanside area here. Again, the 76, and off to the left and off to the right, we have a creek on the left, and we have a kind of a residential community off to the right here. But this guy not necessarily driving too fast here, but we are kind of making our way inland, off the beach, off the 5 freeway, off the 76, or on the 76 freeway, heading essentially to the kind of north and perhaps east along the 76 freeway. So this will be another way in towards inland San Diego. But again, we've been following this again for the better part of an hour and a half at this point, and this guy is just resisting every effort by the CHP to pull over here. And this is just a 2-lane stretch of the 76 freeway here, so if he intends to make any kind of evasive moves here, this could be a potentially dangerous situation, as there are commuters on this freeway here. In fact, he's going to be coming up on an area where there are traffic, where there are vehicles up ahead stopped at a red light, and he's just coming up on that right now. So let's see what he does. Is he going to weave in and out? Is he going to get in the left turn lane? And it looks like at this point he's going to be getting in a left turn lane here, so we'll try and get it kind of a street for you here. But again, moving up the 76 freeway, it looks like is he going to turn left? He's okay. Let's see what he does here. He's going to make it through the intersection here, kind of gingerly traveling through the intersection there, just hoping not to get hit by any sideways coming traffic there. But continuing along the 76 freeway, this particular freeway passes the Oceanside Airport. So as we widen out the shot just a little bit here, on the bottom side of the screen is going to be the Oceanside Airport. There's the Oceanside Airport right there. So the 76 freeway, we are just parallel the Oceanside Airport right now, and it looks like he's kind of picking up speeds again. Going through that green light, okay, but again at a very high rate of speed here, higher than normal, higher than what you would normally see on a 2-lane stretch of the road here. So here we go. Again, on the 76 freeway, we just passed the Oceanside Airport, and looking up ahead, it doesn't look like there's much in the way of traffic. However, it looks like he's coming up on an intersection. His light is going to be green at this point, so he's going to be going through the intersection there straight away. But we had heard that coming through the Long Beach area on Surface Street, that this guy was blowing through stop signs, blowing through red lights, and that is kind of a pattern of driving that he had been making through the Long Beach area here. Let's see if he continues that pattern in the Oceanside Airport here along the 76 freeway, guys.
Yeah, and what's interesting about the 76 is he's away. He's a good bit away from this point, but eventually it connects with the 15.
Right.
And then you're talking about going through northern San Diego County and then up through Temecula and all of that. So he could be doing a huge circle by the time it's all said and done. Hopefully the CHP will have an opportunity to stop him before it ever gets to that point, because there are a number of street lights that he's going to have to blow. Here's another one.
Yep,
apparently that one was green. Based on the cross-section red light. But anyway, so that's what he has to deal with. That's what the CHP has to deal with. There's numerous intersections before he even gets to the 15.
Yeah, creating more and more dangerous situations kind of across the board. Once again, this guy's been going since about 5 a.m. this morning. We've been following him ever since. Mark Kono, looks like we're coming up on another intersection. All right, there he goes.
Yeah, Rancho del Oro, guys. Rancho del Oro is where we are passing here. We're just about a mile to the east of Oceanside Airport here. Continuing along the 76 freeway, we're just going to kind of move over to the other side where the light is going to be a little bit better for us here. But Rancho del Oro is what we had just passed. That was the intersection. And again, this particular stretch of the 76 freeway or the 76 highway appears to be just a 2-lane stretch. Now, he is going to be coming up on a red light here, and there are a few cars stopped at the red light in front of him, including it looks like some kind of a tanker there. So I'm just looking out the window here. Wow, he's okay. Whoa, my goodness. Okay, it looks like he might have made his way through a red light there. Old Grove. He made his way through the red light there and just kind of blew through, and so now he continues along the 76 freeway, or along the 76 stretch of the highway here past Oak Grove, and so we continue to follow this coming through Oceanside here. Now we're just coming up on the area of the old Mission San Luis, and that is just going to be coming up right now. And so just to give you an idea of where we are at here, we are inland San Diego, just a couple of miles off the 5 freeway here on the 76, and so coming up on another area, and it looks like, okay, green light for him there. But you're kind of seeing the pattern there. I mean, if there's a red light, he's going to blow through it. If there's a green light, he's just going to drive right through. And that is continuing the pattern of what we saw earlier. So the only difference now is that on the surface streets here in Oceanside, he is traveling at a very high rate of speed. So he is not too shy about staying on the gas here. He's coming up on another intersection here. This one is most definitely going to be red. This is going to be College Boulevard. He's just about 100 feet away from the intersection. He's going to be getting into the right turn lane. Okay, oh boy. Okay, look at this, guys. He is attempting to make his way through traffic. Oh my gosh, almost got T-boned right there. Almost got T-boned, but was able to avoid that situation there. But just to give you guys an idea of some of the things that this guy is willing to do at this point, it looks like, you know, whether it's a red light or not, he's willing to blow through the intersection there. Fortunately, he did have enough sense to slow down before just blowing blindly through the intersection there, and kind of looking both ways and seeing if he had a window to thread the needle there. So Santa Fe Avenue, that is the next intersection, and he's just gone through there. And again, look at this guy, just with no intention to slow down or even stop for the CHP. This guy has total disregard at this point for commuters on the road, for pedestrians on the streets, and so you know, let's see what he does here. But he's coming up on slower traffic, and he's kind of weaving in and out, making some more erratic moves, and this is kind of a wake up from what we were seeing earlier this morning, where he was just kind of gingerly driving at speeds as low as 20 up towards 35 miles per hour on the streets of Long Beach, where we first picked this up. And now, without any regard to his fellow commuters on the road, here we go, driving at a very high rate, and just coming up on another intersection here, and this is going to be Melrose. Let's see what he does, and hang on just a moment. Let's see what he does. It looks like he's going to blow through that. Okay, a red light there. He's. Hang on just a moment. Let me hand it over to you guys.
All right. Once again, yeah, his driving is definitely getting more erratic as the morning continues. It's been going on about an hour and a half. We've been following this guy, started in the Long Beach area, LA County, making his way through Orange County, traveling on quite a few different freeways. At the beginning of this chase, he was maintaining the speed limit for the most part, but he's just gotten faster and faster as the morning has progressed. Of course, obviously, he's hitting some busier stretches of road, and now it's becoming a more dangerous situation, of course, as the morning continues to roll on and more commuters hit the road.
Exactly. We've seen it, like you said, it was bare. You know, the roads were bare. He had them all to himself. He could go as fast, as slow as he wanted. Now, as he approaches these intersections, he's really taking a lot of people's lives into, you know, risking a lot of people's lives. He's blown through multiple red lights that we've just seen in the past few minutes. One near miss with a person, if they hadn't hit the brakes, they would have T-boned him. So that's what we're dealing with here. And he's heading, I guess you could call it northeast on the 76 highway. Sooner or later, he's going to hit the 15. It's still a good bit away, but that's the direction he's coming or going. And he's going to have to make a decision soon.
Right. Headed into the San Diego area.
Okay.
And
passing Vista Way through the intersection.
All right, Mark, yeah, you're just telling us right now the location he is right now. It just looks like he went through another light. What area are we in now?
He just passed Vista Way. He continues on the 76 freeway, kind of turning north along the 70. The 76 kind of curves east-west, north-south, and this particular stretch that he's on right now is kind of a northerly stretch of the 76. And so here we go. The 76 is where we are at. You know, as the distance of the 76 goes between the 5 and the 15, he's just past the halfway point, so he's getting a little bit closer to the 15 freeway, and we will probably be a lot closer to the 15 freeway over the course of the next maybe 5 minutes. minutes or so. But just to give you an idea of where we are at here, we're along the 76, a little bit more than halfway from the 5 over towards the 15, and kind of that's where we are at right now. This particular stretch, the 76, is just a 2-lane stretch of highway here in either direction, and you can kind of see what he's been doing. He's been blowing through red lights. He's been weaving in and out of slower moving traffic, just moving very dangerously, and this is, doesn't bode well for the commuters on the road here, as he has had several near misses already. There's the CHP in close proximity to him, and that is certainly something that we like to see here. The CHP, kind of taking control of the situation here. We don't know how much fuel is on board. We don't know if they are going to be able to spike him. They were planning on spiking him at the scales off the 5 freeway, but of course he got off before he got to the scales, and so that is a situation that was ruled out by him getting off the freeway here. But here we go on the 76, and we continue to make our way over towards the 15, and that is kind of where we are at right now. We've seen the particular pattern of driving where he is just kind of driving recklessly at this point. He's coming up on an intersection here, guys. Coming up on an intersection. It's a red light, but there is no cross traffic. No cross traffic. Look at this guy. Look at this guy. Look at this guy. Oh, my gosh. Okay, so full speed through a red light. No cross traffic that I could see, and so that, kind of played in his favor there. But had there been cross traffic, and I'm just looking at the intersection now, there are a whole bundle of cars going that particular direction now, and so he just kind of narrowly missed, being T-boned there. But again, this is kind of the pattern of driving that you've seen, blowing through another red light, coming out of the Oceanside area here along the 76, and we're heading over towards the 15 freeway. He's just past Mission at this point, and so kind of looking ahead, it's kind of that same pattern of traffic that we have seen. A few cars here and there, but nothing too much in the way of traffic. We do have traffic going in the opposite direction as well, coming from the 15 down towards the 5, and so all manner of traffic violations that we are seeing here. Near misses, blowing through red lights, speed violations here, evasion, felony evasion, failure to yield, and so this is turning into quite the book of infractions that this guy is going to be facing once he does get caught here. But time is on the hands of the CHP at this point. They have nothing but time on their side. They can radio ahead and get units up ahead of this guy, and to relieve anyone who has been in this pursuit again ongoing for the better part of an hour and a half, nearly an hour and 45 minutes at this point. But here we go, traveling again on the 76 freeway here. We'll be coming up on another intersection shortly. It doesn't look like it's a lighted intersection. It looks like it's just kind of a cross traffic type thing here, but again, he's going to be able to continue here. He is coming up on an area where there are a few cars up ahead of him, and they are going to be slower moving at this point as he comes around this kind of right hand sweeper here. He's going to be coming up on a straight, and I see a few cars, maybe a half a dozen cars up ahead. Now, given the fact that this is just a 1-lane stretch, this is converged. This is kind of bottlenecked to a 1-lane stretch of traffic here. So this could pose some problems for him as he kind of makes his way up towards the 15 freeway here. If he stays behind slower moving traffic, and here's a truck right now. Oh God! Now this is okay. He's coming up on a. Oh my gosh! Oh boy. Okay, nearly a head-on collision at this point, and that is what he's going to be facing here, guys, as he comes up on the 15 freeway in about another mile and a half here. This has converged down to a 1-lane stretch of the freeway here, but as dangerous as it is for this guy, as well as for commuters that are going with the flow, as well as people he is encountering as oncoming traffic here, this has just turned into a very dangerous situation. And think about the CHP. What are they going to have to go through to get past some of these slower moving cars just to keep up with this guy? Fortunately, we do have the Duke airship, the Orange County Sheriff's Department airship, and they are still above calling the pursuit. And again, in about another mile or so on the 76 freeway, we'll be coming up on the 15 freeway, and let's see what he decides to do at that point. This guy has really kind of endangered a lot of people here, as we have seen over the course of the past couple of miles here. The 76 freeway will converge, or will cross with the 15 freeway in another, looks like half a mile, and we'll kind of see as he snakes through the 76 here. But again, just an extremely dangerous situation here. This having turned into a 1-lane stretch of the freeway here, this has really created some problems for this guy, for commuters around him, as well as law enforcement, the CHP, that are attempting to keep up with him. Guys?
Yeah, as you mentioned, as we can see, this is a very dangerous stretch of road, one lane in each direction, quite windy as well. So it is making it really tough. But you know, kudos to the officers behind him who've been able to stay on his tail kind of throughout this. Okay. Once again, he's on the eastbound 76 in northern San Diego County. This has been going on about an hour and 40 minutes now.
Yeah, it's been going on for a long stretch of time. And the thing about it, and we've seen it in these most recent minutes, he gets more and more daring, more and more bold in a very negative way. He's going to hurt somebody, and that's what the CHP is trying to prevent.
Looks like he's slowing down here. Mark, can you tell, is this a traffic situation?
Yeah, guys, we're coming up on Old Highway 95, and that is the intersection that he is just coming into right now. Old Highway. Whoa! Okay, so it looks like he is making a right-hand turn on Old Highway 395. Old Highway 395, and that basically parallels the 15 freeway here. And again, this is going to be a one-lane stretch of Old Highway 395. It's very lightly traveled, but you saw that. So he just missed. He just missed the turnoff for the 15 freeway, where he could have continued on the 76. He could have jumped on the 15 freeway either way, but he instead chose to jump on a little frontage road. It's a frontage road just on the south side of the 15 freeway. It's called Old Highway 395, and he is going to be moving into basically a hilly area here, a mountainous area, a very lightly traveled section of the freeway here. But okay, is he going to get off? He's going to be getting off the freeway here, and whoa, okay, a little U-ey there. Okay, so he flipped a U, and now he's going to be coming back up the other way. He might have thought that his prospects along Old 395, had he continued that way, might not have been too good. So it looks like he's kind of turned around, sir. So U-turn on Old Highway 395, and he's going to be making a right turn there. And let's see where he's at. This could be Doolin Road. This could be Doolin Road that he's making his way. And this is going to be putting himself into a residential community here. Let me see if I can find this for you here, guys. Under the 15 freeway is where he is at, and okay, something tells me that. Okay, guys, look at this. As we pull out to a slightly wider shot here, he's going to be moving into a residential community here, so this doesn't look good for this guy, and that is maybe some good news here. I can see, depending on where he goes, he's going to put himself into a cul-de-sac. Here, so let's kind of watch and see what happens here. Lake Circle is what we understood this to be here, Lake Circle, so let's kind of see what happens here. Okay. Lake Circle Drive. Lake Circle Drive is where we are at here, and this is a small community, and this is an area where there are a lot of cul-de-sacs here, so if he makes one wrong turn, it's going to potentially put this to an end. So let's see, he's again along Lake Circle Drive. As the community goes, it's a small neighborhood, and Lake Circle Drive is the street that kind of goes around the circumference of the community. It's kind of a circular community just on the north side of the 15 freeway here. He's traveling at a very slow rate of speed at this point, very slowly, maybe contemplating his next move, but let's see what he does. You know, of course, his best bet is just to give up at this point, but if he continues along Lake Circle Drive, like it looks like he is doing, he can make his way around the neighborhood here. But look at that. We have 1, 2, 3 units of the CHP behind. We have, of course, that sheriff's helicopter from Orange County still overhead watching the action here. The CHP units are basically gearing up. If this guy stops and tries to footbill, they're going to be on him, you know, quick as they can here. But look at it. He's going to make a right turn. Is he going to pull over here? Okay, so it looked like this guy is basically weighing his options, and given the fact that he's on Lake Circle Drive, put it this way, if he continues on Lake Circle Drive, he can make his way through the neighborhood, but it'll be kind of a trick to do it. But if he makes a left turn or right turn in any given direction, he's going to put himself in a cul-de-sac. So likely the scenario here is that he's just going to continue at this pace and see where these kind of streets take him here. But he is, again, in this little community here, right off the 15 freeway, just on the other side of Old Highway 395, and he's just kind of walking through the neighborhood, here. And again, Lake Circle Drive, we have 3 units of the CHP behind him, and you know, of course, the Duke helicopter up ahead. It almost looks like he wants to come to a stop here. Those are the brake lights coming on.
Hey,
and
Mark.
so brake lights coming on. Is he going to stop? No, he is not stopping yet. He is basically 3/4 of the way through the community here. Again, on Lake Circle Drive. This is just a kind of a tense situation here. We certainly hope that this guy comes to his senses and just kind of gives up here, but it looks like he's just kind of weighing his options here. Again, if he goes straight, he'll make it, well, if he makes a couple of the right turns here, he might get through the community here, but okay, look at that. He's turning into someone's driveway. Let's see what he does. Okay, we just happen to be in a perfect position to see what could... Okay, are they going to try and stop him? They're going to try and stop him right there. You see the CH... Okay, okay.
Oh, okay. Now, apparently his signal is freezing.
The THP efforts to try and stop him right there, but that did not happen. And now, okay, now he's made a right turn. Now he's made a right turn. So this is an opportunity for this to come to an end. Okay, I think he realized that he might have trapped himself there. See, I think he just... Hey, if he makes a right turn or a left turn on any one of these streets, it's going to be a cul-de-sac, and he's going to trap himself. So if he stays along Lake Circle Drive here like it looks like he's doing, he might make it out of the community here. They tried to pit him. You see that back bumper cover hanging off the car right now. So they are making efforts to try and put this to an end here. But again, to no avail, with no luck at this point. They're coming up on the end of Lake Circle Drive. They'll be coming up on Avocado here. If he gets over to Avocado, which it looks like he's going to be doing over the next couple of feet, it looks like he's going to be back. Okay. Back left turn, and now he's on the main street again. Essentially, he is basically heading over towards the 15 freeway again, and so I do have a couple of, at least one unit of the CHP over on Lake Circle Drive. So he's basically made a circle around the neighborhood, basically made a big circle around the neighborhood, around Lake Circle Drive. He's now on, we believe, Doolin Road, and making his way over towards the 15 freeway again. So, wow, this guy is just, okay, again, he's pulling into the neighborhood here. Okay, this is going to be a cul-de-sac, guys. This is going to be a cul-de-sac. He's not going to be able to get out of here unless he makes a U-turn and gets by the cops somehow, but he's pulled into an area where, let's see, off Doolin Road. It's a small residential street. It's going to be Lake Park Place and Lake Shore Place. If he makes a left, boom, he's going to hit a cul-de-sac. Not going to be able to get out of there. So he's made that left. He's going to be coming to the end of the cul-de-sac here momentarily here. There is the cul-de-sac. So let's see what he does. Is he going to try and make the U-turn and get by the cops going the other way? Let's see. Uh-oh, he's going to charge him. Here he goes. Gaining speed right past the cops. Okay, so he's going to have to make a right turn to get out of this cul-de-sac, and it looks like he's doing so. He's getting out of the neighborhood. He's just made his way past Lake Shore Place, back Lake Park Place, and over towards Doolin Road again. So Doolin Road is that main street. He's going to be making a right turn up Doolin Road, and Doolin Road is kind of the main street going through the community here, so he can get out of here if he kind of plans this well. But again, we thought it might be coming to an end at that cul-de-sac, but you saw him actually gaining speed and charging at the CHP officers before kind of weaving through the two officers that were there. But again, Doolin Road basically moving away from the 15 freeway. Wow. Okay, he's going back into the neighborhood here. He is going into another set of cul-de-sacs here, and that is going to be Lake Park Court and Lake Shore Court, right off Doolin Court. And so this is going to be another interesting situation here. There is only one way in and one way out. Let's see what he did just a couple of minutes ago here. He's going to pull into a cul-de-sac, realize his mistake, and he's going to make the U-turn. Are they going to try and stop him, or is he going to make his way out? We have one unit of the CHP. They are not going to block. They're going to let him through and continue in behind him. So there he goes. He's going to be coming out of that cul-de-sac back over towards Doolin Road, D-U-L-I-N Road, and he's going to be making the right turn and up Doolin Road over towards Lake Circle Drive. And so just kind of making his way in the neighborhood here. I suspect he has no idea where he's at, and he's just kind of randomly making turns here. If he makes this turn, this is going to put him on Lake Circle Drive again. So Lake Circle Drive is the street that he was on when he first entered the community about 10 minutes ago here. So this can actually conceivably take him to the opposite end where he just kind of came out of about 2 minutes ago here. So I suspect that this guy has got no clue where he's at right now, and he's just kind of making his way, trying to, forestall the inevitable of being captured by the CHP here. But there we go, Lake Circle Drive now being pursued pursued by 4 officers here. He's just kind of making his way through the neighborhood, not necessarily traveling too fast. I don't even know if he realizes that this is the same street that he was on about 5 minutes ago, but there you go. Lake Circle Drive traveling through this particular neighborhood here. Lake Circle Drive is basically a circular street that goes around the circumference of the neighborhood here. I don't know what the neighborhood name is, but if he makes a right-hand turn or a left-hand turn, he's going to put himself into another set of cul-de-sacs here, so effectively, increasing the chances of the CHP getting this guy pulled over, but again, showing no signs to do so at this point.
Hey, Mark, real quick, this is a good point to go ahead and interject. We've been told by our producer that the latest email from the California Highway Patrol says this could be a woman. And I know you've said the whole time we weren't certain one way or the other, so they're saying it quite possibly could be a woman behind the wheel of all of this.
Okay, Lake Circle Drive, it looks like he's coming to an end. It looks like he's coming to an end. They're going to pit him. They're going to pit him. Pit. Okay, all right, and he's going into the neighborhood here. Okay, this is going to be a cul-de-sac. This is going to be an offshoot cul-de-sac. And, wow, okay. They tried to pit him. They, in fact, did pit him here. He's moving his way into a cul-de-sac. We'll try and get the street for you, but he's going to be coming to the end of the cul-de-sac here. There he is, and let's see, are they going to put a stop to this right now? And it look, oh my gosh, onto the lawn. Whoa. Okay, onto the lawn, back onto the street. And, he collided with a secondary car. Oh my gosh. Okay, so just to give you an idea of what this guy is doing, my goodness, he's showing no regard. Okay, the CHP is blocking the exit to the cul-de-sac street. The CHP is blocking. There you go. He is not going to be able to get through unless he jumps onto the sidewalk here on either side, and it looks like they may be willing to do that here, but look at this. Okay, so they've got him boxed in. Don't let him charge that CHP officer with the door open there. But wow, what a brave officer here. If he gets out, he needs to back away from that car before that guy charges, but there he goes. Okay, this could be coming to an end here very shortly here. This is a cul-de-sac off Lake Circle Drive. The CHP officers that you see there attempting to approach him from both the driver and the passenger side here. Very brave CHP officers as that one officer attempted to block. They're going to shatter that passenger window. They're going to try and get that door open here, and they're going to try and get this guy from one side or the other, but look at the actions of the CHP officer as they try and clear away the glass that they had to break. There's the driver door open, and there is the suspect. A female, guys, a female. There you go. Chris and Jessica, yeah, good afternoon or good morning. We saw this live on our air for nearly 2 hours at this point. Where we are is Fallbrook here, the termination of a CHP pursuit of a reckless driver here that we carried on our air for nearly 2 hours, coming down the 5 freeway from the Long Beach area here, down the 405, down to the 5 freeway here, through Oceanside, and ultimately ending up in Fallbrook in this particular neighborhood here. This is going to be a Lake Circle Road, which is right off of Lake Circle Drive. The CHP having to perform, some very brave and evasive maneuvers to get this person to stop here. Once they got this person to stop, it turns out that this was a female who was behind the wheel here. No other passengers at this point, but